Let's make my cluster gems quilt pattern within a day, and it only uses print layer cake. Now I am using the Season of Tribute Listen to Your Heart by Sharon Harlan for our gallery fabrics in the layer cake bundle. Now if you would like to purchase this fabric, I will have a link down below in the description to purchase from a quilt store that I trust and shop at as well. Doing so, a small portion will help out my channel. Now cluster gems is available in 5 quilt sizes: baby, throw, twin, queen, and king. And that free PDF download will be available in the description down below. Now, depending on the size that you are making, use the chart within the pattern to count out some of the squares that you will be cutting up. Now, I am making the throw size, which I will need half of the layer cake bundle that is a 42 count. Now, I am just going through and mixing up the prints and trying to get at least one of each print. But once you've picked out the amount that you need, go ahead and cut your layer cakes in half both directions, which will yield you 4 5-inch squares. Once you've done so, go ahead and select 2 different prints and 2 5-inch squares per each print. Pick the print that is lighter and on the wrong side of that fabric. Using a pen, pencil, or any sort of fabric marking tool, go ahead and draw a 45-degree diagonal line. Then go ahead and place the 2 different prints on top of each other, right sides together, and sew a 1/4 inch seam allowance on both of the sides of the line that you just drew. Then afterwards, with a rotary cutter or a pair of fabric scissors, go ahead and cut on that 45-degree line, and then press your half square triangles open. You will now be yielding 4 half square triangles. And at this time, you can trim your half square triangles down to a 4.5-inch square if needed. Now with those 4.5-inch triangles, go ahead and create your diamond block like so. Then go ahead and sew your blocks together to form rows, and then lastly sew those rows together to complete the diamond quilt block. Now go ahead and repeat these same steps to make as many diamond blocks as you will need for the quilt size that you're making. And then once all of your diamond blocks are made, with the remaining layer cake 10-inch squares, go ahead and trim them down to the exact size of your diamond blocks. Now here is that little tip. If you are new to sewing and your 1/4 inch piecing is a little bit off, don't sweat. Measure your diamond block and then cut the remaining layer cakes to the same exact size as that block. Now your block should be measuring 8.5-inch squares, which then again we will go ahead and cut the remaining layer cakes to 8.5-inch squares. Now I have a square ruler that is perfectly that size, so I'm just going to place it here in the middle, so that way I don't have any of those pinking edges. Now you can place it on the corner or whichever you prefer, just either way, make sure all your blocks are the same size. Now once you do so, you now have everything to start making your quilt top. Now first we are going to start with a print square followed by a diamond block, and then you're going to keep alternating between the two. Then for your even rows, start with the diamond block first, followed by the print square, and alternating between the two as well. Then you're going to sew your blocks together to form rows, and then lastly sew your rows together to complete your quilt top. And here is what my quilt top looks like all finished. Now I will be using, once again, this gorgeous floral print for the backing. And as for the thread choice, I did want this to match its sister quilt that we made last week called Garden Games. So I ended up picking the same color glide thread, which is glide thread in the color sand. Now here is what the quilt looks like all finished and quilted and bound. And I ended up selecting the same edge-to-edge pattern from its sister quilt, which is from Urban Elements called Fabulous Feathers, which I will have a link down below in the description for if you would like to download this edge-to-edge quilt pattern. And I do hope you have enjoyed my new Cluster Gems pattern. Once again, that free PDF download will be available in the link down below in the description. And if you could please take a moment to hit that like and subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you can be notified for your next amazing quilt project.